Hello and welcome to Unity of Las Vegas. My name is Jim Lee and I'm so glad that you are here. If you're joining us for the very first time, just want you to know we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and you are here by divine appointment. Well, we're beginning a new series. Yes, a new series this week. It's entitled Reinventing God, the New Edge of Spirituality. Well, just want to cover a couple of the topics as we get into this new series. And that is, the first one today is the evolution of organized religion. And with that, we're talking about saving God. Then we're going to talk about the enlightened atheist, the secular path to divinity. Oh, by the way, as we go through this series, we probably will be stepping on a few toes and ruffling a few feathers, and people may get a little anxious, but breathe, relax, and see how this can open you up to a new relationship. And the next thing we're going to talk about is the spiritual freedom of direct knowing and revelation, because that's what we're going to be getting into, beyond the church, beyond theology, to a new religion. The next thing we're going to be talking about is revisiting good versus evil, a new role for the ego. Are you ready? And then we're going to get into science and religion. Hey, they're now ready to kiss and make up. It's a new day, new era. Then the last series, we're going to wrap it up with Reinventing God, the key to true spiritual power. So as we step into this wonderful series, I'm just inviting you now to take it and embrace it. Put it on. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Take it off, put it aside, but hold on to it, because there will be a time in which it will be of value to this. So the order of service today is fabulous. We have Dolores, and she has a special reading. It's called The Perfect Heart. Then we've got music by John Jones. It is Resolve to Evolve. That's what we're up to. And then the talk is Saving God, the Evolution of Religion. And Lisa will anchor us in a way in which we're incorporating it all into our very being. So I invite you now to open up your minds, open up your hearts as we get ready for the perfect heart.
God bless you. I'm Dolores Stevenson. And the word for today is perfect heart. The affirmation says that my heart is the sacred temple of the divine. In a quote by the Dalai Lama and Rumi, it says, "I believe the only true religion consists of having a good heart. The time has come to turn your heart into a temple of fire. Today, I will walk with a perfect heart. Today, my heart shall say, I love you," to the world. At home, abroad, wherever I go, whomever I meet, my heart is the sacred temple of the divine, filled with the peace and wisdom of love and light. Today, I will walk with a perfect heart. I will walk into the lives of others with the discretion of an angel. Those whose lives touch mine will feel potency of God's love in my presence. They will feel my compassion and acceptance. Today, I will walk with a perfect heart. I joyfully welcome new divine inspirations. I will do the work that is mine to do with energy and enthusiasm as a genuine expression of generosity flowing into the world. Today, I will walk with a perfect heart, affirming my loving connectedness with the earth and all beings within it, and keeping always before me the knowledge that I am a child of God, living in God's world, surrounded by God's children. My affirmation again is, my heart is the sacred temple of the divine. God bless you. I love you.
Thank you, Dolores. Well stated, my friend. I want to turn my heart into a temple of fire. That sounds awesome. Good morning, everybody. Great to have you here. If you're joining us for the very first time, welcome. Please hit those subscribe and notification buttons below and share us with your families and friends, won't you? We want you to know that we love you, we appreciate you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ consciousness in each of you this morning. Now, I've chosen a great song for today. Perfectly fits Reverend Jim's message and Lisa Lee's meditation. This song was written by a friend of mine by the name of Robert Anderson, and it's called Resolve to Evolve. I hope you enjoy.
I used to be so unhappy, life seemed so unkind. I went to see my mama this year, she was a janitor at the time. She said, you're thinking like a one-cent-cycle, acting like a dinosaur. You won't find no peace of mind until you learn that life can be more. You can resolve to evolve. Get on the spiritual path. You can resolve to evolve. Give your brain a metaphysical bath. You can resolve to evolve. Leave your mental baggage behind. It may sound strange, but the world won't change until you rearrange your mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ego sits in the driver's seat, got a death grip on the wheel. He's got the pedal to the metal. He does whatever he deals. But consciousness riding shotgun, just hold this vehicle down. Time to check, time to select which direction you're bound. Yeah, you can resolve to evolve. Get on the spiritual path. You can resolve to evolve. Give your brain a metaphysical bath. You can resolve to evolve. Leave your mental baggage behind. It may sound strange, but the world won't change until you rearrange your mind. You can't fly if your ugly mind it keeps dragging you down. You won't grow if you don't know why you keep spinning around and around and around and around. You can resolve to evolve. Get on the spiritual path. You can resolve to evolve. give your brain a metaphysical path. You can resolve to evolve. Leave your mental baggage behind. It may sound strange, but the world won't change until you rearrange your mind. It may sound strange, but the world won't change until you rearrange your mind. Yeah.
Thank you, John. Boy, it's a great song. And so now we are stepping into religion, but I want to do it in a different kind of way. Look. We have inadvertently put God in a box in this thing called religion. And an article that talks about the positive and the negative effects of religion, Matthew Gelato, I believe that's his name, he says some interesting things. He has got a list of about 31 positive and about 25 negative things about religion. And I want to just go through a couple of them, and I want to start off with a few of the negative ones about religion. He says, number one, many religions teach that some people will go to hell after they die. That's a dark and gloomy thing, and that's kind of a negative effect that leaves people kind of depressed. And what it really says is that people will suffer for all eternity. That's kind of a negative effect. And also there's another one that some religious groups go even further and claim that you have to be in their religion in order to be saved and not go to hell, which is implied that anyone outside of a particular religion, they're going to go to hell, such as my father was out of a particular religion. That means he's going to go to hell. Well, he'll be joined by some good people because that means that the Dalai Lama is going to go to hell too. So we take a look at this, and I'm not sure that the original intention was to put God in a box like that, but that's what has happened. I want to tell you a little story that sort of matches this. Well, to let you know, back in the day, I actually had hair. Yep, believe it or not, I had some hair. Not only did I have hair, but I had locks. My hair was kind of long. Okay, stop laughing. But it was. And I would go to a loctician. She had a shop in which we had, I would say there were lots of people that would be doing hair. This particular Friday afternoon, she was doing my hair. The place was full. People washing hair and doing hair. And someone walked in the shop. It was a young man. And he pointed and says, "Hey, aren't you Reverend Jim Lee?" And I said, "Yes, you're the minister at that Unity Church, right, on Folsom Boulevard." Yes, this was in Sacramento. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, this is really good. He knows me. And he's a young man. Boy, he'll be a great candidate for the church. And then he turned and pointed at me and says, "You are a false prophet. You are going to hell, and you are taking all your people to hell with you." Well, in that moment, I caught my breath and I looked around. Everybody in the beauty parlor had stopped what they were doing. The lady had stopped washing hair, and she was looking. And the person that was getting her hair washed and stopped getting her hair washed, and she was wiping her eyes and she was looking. And everybody was looking like, uh-oh, What is he going to say now? Well, this is what happens when you put God in a box. Then all kinds of disruption can occur without an expanded vision of who and what God is. And in that moment, I got so upset that I had to catch myself because I almost lost my religion with that. Well, there's a couple of other things that have some bad side effects with religion, and that it is, for years, it has suppressed human sexuality, and it is taught that homosexuality was immoral, and it really ostracized a large community of gay people. And then religion, oh gosh, it has silenced and oppressed women for years, and that's another bad side effect of putting God in a box. So now what we've got is a religion that has upsides and has the downsides, and some of those downsides are a bit much. Today, we're going to talk about moving it away from some of those things and expanding it and evolving it to a new place. So I just want you to know, religion and God really right now is a word that's loaded and coded with a lot of different meanings, and some of them are not good, and some of the behaviors can cause pain and suffering. Take a look at this. Now, religion, by definition, let's take a look at this, is a set of beliefs concerning the cause, the nature, and the purpose of the universe, especially as the creation of a superhuman agency or agencies, usually involving some devotional practices or some ritual observances, and often containing a moral code that's governing the conduct of human affairs. Now that's religion. However, I want you to know something. That wasn't always the case. Religion is something new, something invented. The Maximilian Encyclopedia of Religions states the very attempt to define religion is primarily a Western concern, meaning that it has evolved throughout the years in the West, and this was designed to promote something in the West. So this is where it started out to be. It started out to be a place where you can be and experience another level of the divine beyond the material, beyond this fixed reality that we call the world or the world of phenomena. Religion originally provided a place for spiritual truth to be incubated and then to develop a collective awareness in a community that can fulfill lives, enrich lives, and have lives more abundantly. That's how it originally started. And when it started with that, it developed some myths, some beliefs, and some dogma and legends that pointed to and guided to this truth so that people can realize the presence of the divine and who they were. Well, along the way, with the things that were pointing to the truth, pointing to God, we've got fascinated by what was doing the pointing. We got caught up in either the institution or the person that was pointing, and it just reminded me of people saying, yeah, we can point to the moon, but don't forget where you're pointing to, and don't get stopped at the moon. Well, we got stopped at our finger. We got stopped at the institutions and the practices and the dogma that was guiding us someplace. So now our job is to break out of that box so that we can go back to the original intention, but also It's time for us to take it to the next level. It's time for us to evolve to the next step. And so the next step is that we're no longer going to place God outside in the sky somewhere outside of us. That is a narrow defined box. We are now taking a look in this new evolution that we're praying to God, not out there, but from God as God, because we are not separate from God. This new religion embraces the fact that I'm in God, you're in God. God is in us, as us. This is a new concept as we step into and evolve to this next level. God, as we're taking a look at in religion, is all about experiencing God for ourselves, is what we're into now. And the Dalai Lama has a statement that I like, and is this. This is my simple religion. There's no need for temples. Check that out. No need for complicated philosophy. Check that out. Our own brain, our own heart is our temple. And the philosophy is kindness. The philosophy is love. The philosophy is compassion for all. Affirmation time. My heart is the sacred temple of the divine. That's our new religion. And in order to embrace this, we're embracing this aspect of love is the way in which we're able to break God out of the box and evolve this new religion. It's really designed to enliven us and not to suppress us. So now I want to go back to this story. So after he told me that I was Satan incarnated, I would say, a little bit disturbed, because I wanted to say to him, wait a minute, young fella, you don't know me. You don't know who I am. How can you put me down like this? Who do you think you are? And I started to say that, but then I started to see that as he put me in a box, I was getting ready to put him in a box. And one of the things that I wanted to do now was open myself up. I had just had a conversation with somebody just a few days earlier talking about we've got to love everybody and have compassion for everybody. And here was an opportunity for me to do it and to be it. And so I want us to take a look at evolving beyond all of these rules and regulations and expand the concept of God and to live it and to be it. So that's what I did. So I took a deep breath and I called him over and I said, come here, let me talk to you. And everybody, they pretended like they were working, but I could feel them listening. Now, what is he going to say? And I really didn't know what I was going to say, except for I had to open up my mind, open my heart to love. So what came out was this: you know what? I really love and appreciate who you are. You have decided that you are going to love so much that you don't want to see anybody go to hell. You don't want to see anybody suffer. So your whole intention, I know, was to create an atmosphere that could wake me up so that I could be on another path. Your intention was to follow your religious beliefs, and that is to share the gospel so that everyone can be saved. You're doing a fabulous job. So go back and tell your minister that you are preaching the gospel as you know it. And in that moment, I could see his whole disposition change. He wanted to come back with something, but there was nothing to come back with because the only thing that I gave him was love. Because the truth is, what was going on underneath all the stuff that he was saying, was he really wanted love to be expressed and for me not to go to hell. Little did he know that I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in this after-death concept. I believe that we can experience it all right here and now as we open up to this potency of love. So in that particular moment, I saw the energy in him change. Also, the energy in the shop changed. What then he came over to me, and then we started actually having a wonderful dialogue and a conversation. Then the other thing that's happened, that next Sunday at the Unity in Sacramento, some people from the shop came in because they saw how I dealt with him. It was a way of love and compassion versus restriction. The fact that I was able to take God out of a particular box and share it with love was transformative. So I'm inviting us now to evolve and let love reign supreme, not only for ourselves, but there's something about this that is calling us forward, because I assert that as he was there to say that, it was more than just an interchange for me to be able to open up to love and to share with him, but it was an opportunity for me and other people to go to the next level of awareness, because that's what we're up to, is taking God out of the box, share it in such a way that other people's vibration can enliven, be lifted up. So as I take a look at this as this religion, I really don't consider myself a minister. My whole purpose of being here is to, and I would call myself a reminder, is to point the finger back at you and let you know something, to remind you that you've got the power within you, that the presence of the Almighty is all around you and in you, and to live up to that, that you live in God, and God lives in you as you. That's what I'm pointing to. There are no boundaries to this love. There's no boundaries to this religion. So our job now is to expand religion so that it has boundaries enough that can embrace everybody, because that's what it's supposed to be. So today, let's walk in a perfect heart that says, I love you everywhere we go, and to everybody that we meet. Now, you don't have to say it out loud, but it's the energy that you want to be able to share, because it's transformative in that. Let our hearts be the sacred temple of the divine, of love and light, because that's the new religion. And today, let's walk in a perfect heart and let's just be joy-filled and just welcome all the inspirations, because they will come. And just like I took a breath and I didn't know what to say, inspiration came to me with this love. And I just want you to know we can move forward with zeal and enthusiasm with this new religion. And today, let's walk with a perfect heart, affirming our loving connection with all of the earth, all of the beings, knowing who we are, that we are a child of God, living in God's world, but more importantly, surrounded all by God's children. That's the new religion that we're going to be opening up to for the next few weeks. And the affirmation, once again, is, my heart is a sacred temple of the divine. Let's move forward, march in harmonious synchronization with the infinite presence of the Almighty that's ever expanding love and goodwill for all. And now, beautiful, wonderful Lisa will take us into meditation so that we can experience this.
So what do we think? Through all of this, can God be saved? Can religion be saved? Well, I think we can. And love shouts a resounding yes. So in turning within to this essence of this love message, we begin to peel back all of these layers of dogma, of agendas, and false identities. And we discover a potency that is designed to transform the world. In one of my favorite Rumi poems, he speaks to the peeling back of these layers. I am not Christian or Jew or Muslim, nor Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi, or Zen. Not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the East or the West, not out of the ocean or up from the ground, not natural or ethereal, not composed of elements at all. I do not exist as an entity in this world or the next, did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is the placeless, a trace of the traceless, neither body nor soul. I belong to the beloved, have seen the two worlds as one, and have heard that one call to know. First, last, outer, inner. I have felt only the one breath breathing, human being. At its essence, this pure love message lives, breathes, and has its being in our hearts. And our hearts are also its temple, housing it and bringing forth its emergence into the world. Rumi encourages this in saying, the time has come to turn your heart into a temple of fire. So in our meditation today, we will take a journey into our sacred heart temple, the one true Holy of Holies. And in so doing, we will reimagine a world healing and evolving in this living fire. So I invite you now just to begin to take some deep breaths and finding a very comfortable way of sitting and being. And just allowing this breath to regulate your physical body, bringing harmony, balance, and peace. And bring this breath now into your subtle body, your thoughts, your feelings, emotions, and just feel this wonderful elixir of life, relaxing and softening your thoughts, harmonizing your emotions. And bring this beautiful breath of yours into your spirit, into your essential self, this part of you that is beyond your roles, this part of you that was in existence before you were born. And just breathe into this expansive self that you are. And now notice this breath in all parts of your being, in your body, in your thoughts, in your spirit. And just breathe into this whole magnificent being that you are, in celebration of your wholeness. And now I invite you to bring attention to your heart. Just imagine that you are breathing in and out of your heart, and that your heart itself is a respiratory organ. And breathe into this quality of heart that is beyond emotion, beyond sentimentality. And breathe into this with the breath and the depth to embody the love that founded the universe. The love that existed before any concepts of God or religion. This love that will outlive these concepts and will always be more powerful and more potent than them. Sense this love as a living fire in your heart. Allow this living fire to fill your heart. But notice that it does not consume it. And breathe inside of this intense potency of love. And breathe as this intense potency of love. Now say to yourself, my heart is the sacred temple of the divine. My heart is the sacred temple of the divine. Breathe inside of the sacred temple of the divine that is your heart. And breathe as this sacred temple of the divine. Allowing yourself to become the living, ongoing expression of love, ever emerging and undeniably capable of transforming the world. Teilhard de Chardin says, truth has only to appear once in one single heart for it to be impossible for anything to prevent it from spreading universally and setting everything ablaze. Take one more breath in this living truth inside of your heart. And with your next exhale, breathe it out into the universe, setting everything ablaze. For this is the way it really is.
Thank you, Lisa. Great meditation. Thank you, Dolores, for your special reading. Today has been a good day. Just want you to open up your minds and hearts as we step forward now into a religious movement that is nothing like we've been exposed to before. This is powerful. So if this touched to move you in any kind of way, I just invite you to share this with a friend. Also, I just want you to know that on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock Pacific time, you can go to our website and then you can access our special midweek inspiration with Don and I. If you have some additional questions about this, we can go into deeper. Then the other thing is we're just so grateful and thankful that you're here. But if you happen to encounter challenges or difficulty, call Silent Unity. They're available 24 hours, 7 days a week, just for you. We are now stepping into what I would call an accelerated movement of potent theology that's a little different. We want to get this out in some new ways because now is the time for that. So thank you for your prayers that's sustaining us. Also, thank you for your tithes and your offerings. You can go on the website and hit the donate button, or you can donate via cell phone, by the text, so that we can be filled with your financial support so that we can continue on doing what we're doing. So in conclusion, we're now ready to anchor this in with our prayer for protection. As it comes up on the screen, let's say it together. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Your heart is the sacred temple of the divine.
Can resolve to evolve. Get on the spiritual path. You can resolve to evolve. And give your brain a metaphysical bath. You can resolve to evolve. Leave your